In this video, I'm going to be going over step by step some of my personal campaigns that I'm currently running right now in my marketing agency, outreaching to software companies. Let's hop straight into some of the value, guys. So on HeyReach, this is a LinkedIn automation platform. I have about 6 LinkedIn accounts that I'm sending from on a daily basis, and here's the exact copy that I'm using right now that I'm testing that's working out pretty well. There's 2 types of outreach that you can utilize in messaging. You can go directly to book a call, or you could just do direct offer. This is what I figured out is the best for at least the software space. And here's exactly what I'm doing. The copy is, hey, first name, if we could book your software demos for just $125 each, no upfront fees, and a money back guarantee, would that be worth a try? We've built an AI outbound system that's booking qualified demos for B2B software companies and is currently outperforming sales reps. So just for some quick reasoning, the reason why I'm actually using this pricing model is because, one, every industry that I've seen so far, even over these past 4 or 5 years, is continuously being burned and burned and burned with really bad marketing agencies that charge a lot up front, overpromise and underdeliver. So by positioning this as a question, like if we could book your software company demos for just $125 each, no upfront and a money back guarantee, this positions my marketing agency not as another commodity, but it positions it rather as a solution that isn't afraid to propose money back guarantee, and that isn't afraid to be like, hey, look, I totally understand if we don't book you out calls, we don't make money, etc., etc. So right here, guys, we have the client pay for their first 5 qualified calls up front. So for instance, you can close, you swear you can close 1 to like 15 customers a day on this. We just closed one today. It's not even 8:30 a.m. yet in the morning. So it's $125 per qualified call. Multiply that times 5. They're paying you for the first 5 up front. So as a build out fee or as an upfront fee, I'm earning, you can charge $600 for this infrastructure up front. You get paid this up front, okay? I haven't tested out paying for 10 qualified calls up front. That might be too much of a trust jump. Again, the reason why this industry is burned is because there's been too much over promising and too little under delivering or over delivering. There hasn't been enough great service delivery. So everybody's been under delivering and overcharging, okay? So this pricing model works very well for my business, and I'm figuring out that this will increase the LTV because look, I'm signing a customer, think of it as this, you're signing a customer for $600. So like each day, if you could wake up, or each week, you could sign 5 customers a week, okay? You're literally getting paid to sign a customer. They're paying for the first 5 qualified demos up front. And guys, this works in any industry, B2B, anything in the B2B space, any business, or I don't know if there's really like other verticals or other things like that. But for the B2B space, with qualified calls, this is the most leverage you can really get unless you have a large word of mouth referral base or clients or prospects already trust you from some existing source of media like YouTube or something like that. But I'm specifically talking about cold advertising, okay? Again, if you want my exact step-by-step methods, playbooks, it's all on School. I actually can give any B2B agency owner this backend module. I license it out. If you guys want my exact steps on how I do this, how I market, how I'm signing customers daily, how I'm getting paid to sign customers, how I'm getting an 80 to 90% show up rate, how I'm doing all this stuff, basically running my business. I have weekly check-in calls, things like that. I sell it as a license and I help you scale your agency, okay? So I'm pretty much guaranteeing you results, booked calls, things like that, all right? So like I said, DM me if you guys want access to that, but you can get paid to sign a customer, then this increases the LTV on the back end as well, because let's just say you deliver 5 or 10 qualified calls, which is not hard to do. If you set expectations, you tell them how long it takes to get emails set up, 14 days, something like that, right? To warm up and everything. You say, look, we'll really get rolling in 14 to 21 days. That's the timeline of their expectation. You start booking them calls after the 2nd or 3rd, copy gets tweaked out, and you're booking them consistent calls. You book them 5 or 10 calls. From there, what I do is here's my deliverables and pricing. I just updated it today. 10 demos in the first 60 days is just kind of the result that I'm saying here. This is very baseline, very straightforward. And I'm being very, very, very clear. $125 per demo, client pays for 5 demos up front, okay? Is this the best pricing model? I don't know. Is this the best leverage? I don't know. Is this what's working right now in my specific market, helping out software companies? Yes, this is working very, 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 very well, okay? And you can say, after 10 demos, that way you have a clear goal, okay? A lot of marketing agencies get themselves in the dirt. They start signing, or they start bringing out qualified calls, and there's no end. The client expects so much. You don't know when to stop. You don't know when to upcharge, cross-sell, downsell. You don't know what the hell to do. So you're just stuck in this like purgatory of signing, of trying to book out these calls and things like that. So I have a very clear end goal. After 10 demos, we're going to book you 10 qualified demos. After that, you can either pay me a monthly maintenance fee, so a retainer, or we can implement it to your team, okay? And obviously, I'm going to charge a good amount if we're implementing and training their team, because I give them team access to the license and stuff like that. I'm going to be charging, you best believe, a good amount. I don't know the exact number. I've sold that anywhere from 4, 5, 10K. It kind of depends on the company's needs. Do I need to have a solid price for that? Probably, yeah. But every single software company is different. They have their own needs, et cetera, et cetera. So what I'm doing here, like this is the exact pricing strategy, okay, guys? The exact copy, the exact pricing strategy that I have. You can literally copy this into your business. It might not work though, because I'm not going to guarantee anything on this call. Obviously, you're on this video, but I'm literally showing you guys full transparency what I'm doing. Okay, so they can pay for the implementation after those 60, 90 days, however long it takes, which is 60, or a monthly maintenance fee, right? Guys, this is what I've found out to be the easiest pricing model. I have pitched and sold at $4,500 up front for the system as implementation. It is very, very, very it's more difficult. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Can you charge up front? Yes. Do you have to position it differently? Yes. Can you just say it's going to be $5K for the build out fee, and then we're going to charge a retainer? Yes, but it's going to be exceedingly difficult to sell a company on a large upfront when you have no proof, when you just hit their email inbox randomly on a Tuesday morning. They have no clue who you are. You have to establish trust. And this is the best way to do it, because look at it as you're still getting paid up front to sign the client. You are still having the customer pay for their software tools. In other words, you're just handling the setup and kind of the labor and copy on your end. But look, you are not paying for the software. You are not paying for any extra cost or any ridiculous things like that. So as you guys can tell here as well, here is the analytics for the cold emails. We only send throughout the weekdays. So we're just going to start up today again. We're probably going to build out a new campaign as well. I'm going to hop on the phone with my head of acquisition too later on. But this is the copy as well, like very straightforward copy. This is one of the follow-ups, but it looks like the outreach message. Hope you're having a great day. My team and I have noticed your software company. We're very confident we can generate your qualified demos on autopilot without you doing manual outreach or running paid ads. If we could book your software, qualified demos, which is $125 each, no upfront fees, and a money-back guarantee, would that be worth a try? Then I tell them we built this. If we don't deliver, you don't pay. How about a quick demo, okay? Some of these guys, what I figured out, and we've only been using this exact copy for like the past couple of days, I'd say. We've already signed a quite amount of customers, like probably like 5 customers on this pricing model. This is really good, okay? So I'm showing you guys proof of concept and what works well for us. This works really well because prospects trust this offer so much to the point where they might just respond to you and say, cool, send over the checkout link in the onboarding form. I've had about two of the most recent clients we've signed here at CMRR do that. I'd probably say 3 or the other 2 wanted to hop on a Zoom call and be like, okay, let's connect and stuff like that. But what I got as well is some of the prospects, they'll literally they'll reply back to the email and they'll be like, hey, what's the point of the meeting? I don't like to take these meetings. Send me the checkout link, send me what needs to get done and what's required from my end, and then I'll make sure that we handle that fluidly. Okay, so don't think that you have to go through this entire process of booking out calls. Obviously, you want to pitch the call, and obviously that's your highest leverage point of really signing them. But if the business owner is kind of sophisticated, they're running a large team, they want to try out your marketing agency, don't be hesitant to send over a checkout link and an onboarding form if they ask for it, okay? Because most of the time, it's fine. I've sent out checkout links and they say they're gonna fill them out in 13 days. It sounds like an objection. 13 days, I get a payment. So sometimes you have to really just kind of trust this market. It does sort of depend. This is the type of copy, this is the precision pricing and deliverables that I've been able to achieve and do for my business to implement it so far. Hope this video helped. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out on Instagram, and I'm more than happy to answer anything and show you more about what I do. All right, you guys, take it easy. Peace.